everyone, and welcome to MHS Sports on MHTV. I'm Steve Clay, and today we're at Staff Sergeant Christopher Piper Field on the campus of Marblehead High School as the 15th seed Magicians boys soccer team takes on the number 18 seed Greater Lowell Tech Griffins in the preliminary round of the MIAA Division II North Tournament. And now a message from the MIAA. More than 200,000 students will participate in approximately 100,000 high school sport competitions among the MIAA's 360 member schools this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. We are underway. Marblehead back in the tournament for the first time in 3 years in their black, going from right to left in front of us. And immediately going down the right wing line, Colin Hart gets upended, out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Will Hancock will put it in for the Magicians. Back and forth, looking for Ryan Masters down the left wing side. And there's a ball in on net that is saved by Romolo Maganyan for the Griffins. Volley from Will Hancock. This is Francisco Nardinocci putting it in the middle, and Griffins able to get it away. Far side, that's Gabriel Betancourt for the Griffins, putting it out of bounds, and quickly Marblehead right back at it. Masters has it blocked. Now there's a ball into the box, looking all the way along for Hart, but just a little bit out of his reach. That was a good ball across from Hayden Miller, one of the Quint captains on this team. So we said Marblehead back in the tournament for the first time in 3 years, finishing the regular season with an 8-7-3 mark. And there's a ball finally into Marblehead territory for the first time all day. John Hecht getting a foot on it and putting it out of bounds. It'll be Griffin throw-in. This will be Lucas Barbosa, but headed away and controlled by the Magicians. Nice speed there from Alfred Bresnahan. He's going to look for Masters. Masters cuts it back in the middle. Looks far side. Ball up into the box, but Marblehead's going to play it back out. Hancock gets it up, and a good opportunity for Masters on the header. Just couldn't quite connect there, as Hancock put a nice ball up on the far side for Masters. Marblehead's best chance here in the early going. 37-21 left to go in the first half. Goal kick from the Griffins, and it's put ahead by Milad Armini. Now controlled by Samuel Francis of the Griffins. He'll try and get it down to Enrico Natoli. Natoli chasing it down into the corner, and it's going to be a goal kick. A little bit of contact down there, but it'll be a goal kick. And first time we get to say Xander Lohan's name today, the goalkeeper for the Magicians. He'll put it into play, and Masters can't quite get ahead on it at midfield, and it's over Colin Hart's outstretched foot. Some confusion on the back line for the Griffins, but they do manage to settle it. Sousa Pereira, Wellington Susan Pereira gets it down, but out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for Marblehead. Grazes off of Hart, and actually off a Griffins player, so it will stay. It will stay Marblehead throw-in. Hancock gets it in to Patrick Bresnahan. And a big clear by Nicholas Mata. And takes a little bit of a crazy bounce. Good block out by Hecht. and headed away by Aiden Maloney. And Marblehead will get it out of danger for the moment. The long ball ahead. Looking for Bresnahan. Bresnahan and Nardinocci on that far side. And it'll be Bresnahan with the throw in. Ball cleared out now. Hancock will put it back in. Ball left for Bresnahan to carom one off the Griffin defender. Now Nardinocci looking for some space. Gets it to Bresnahan. There's a clear in the middle. We got a whistle. And offside called on Marblehead as that ball was coming in on Maganyan, the keeper for Greater Lowell. Marblehead with the better chances here in the early going. 34-30 left to go in the first half of play. Now this is Hart. Flicked ahead by Bresnahan. He gets the ball back to him at midfield, but it hops up and hits his hand. And it will be a free kick for the left-footed Jared Marchand. Long ball. And Marblehead just scrambling back to get it. Now there's a shot and a save by Lohan. David Ospina Mejia. And Lohan with a long ball, but comes right back from Mata again. There was a little scrum in front of the net. Ball came right back out. And a really good opportunity. And now we're going to have a yellow card. On, I believe it's on 14 of Lowell, Enrico Natoli. He will leave, and in will come one of Greater Lowell's JV players, Wahid. But it'll be free kick for Marblehead, and that ball is going to be just over Masters' head. It was Bresnahan with the boot, looking for Masters all the way down, but couldn't quite connect with Masters. So it'll be a goal kick for the Griffins. And going to play this one back to Lohan. Gavin Snook. And now there's a dangerous ball, but Marblehead able to clear it out of trouble. Nice trap there by Miller. Miller looking right wing for Nardinocci, but can't get him. Now Bresnahan with it again. He'll play it back into the middle. Aiden Maloney plays it over to Hancock. And that one's going to roll out of bounds and be a throw-in for the Griffins. Marblehead has had the positional advantage, the side of the field advantage, but the better shot, the one testing shot, did come from Greater Lowell here in the first half, as we are still scoreless, coming up with 32 left to go. Masters trying to put it ahead. It bounces. It was a sort of a short hop ball that Romulo Maganyan couldn't handle, and almost wound up being an opportunity for Marblehead. Now Marblehead's going to play it all the way back to Lohan. Lohan again making that play out to the side. Greater Lowell seems to have that play detected. And now the ball out of bounds on the sideline. Baxter Jennings is ready to check in for Marblehead, and he will come in. Jennings will come in for Nardinocci. And it will be a Marblehead throw-in on the far side. Aiden Maloney with the throw. And ball sent down the other way where Snook will get it, but now controlled. And a ball ahead for Natoli, but poked away nicely on the back line for Marblehead. That was Hecht getting a foot on it. There's a ball. May wind up at the post office when all is said and done. And it'll be a throw-in for Marblehead. Hope the ball doesn't go out there again. Snook, but hit well the other way by Colton Strickland, but Lohan will track it down. And reverse field again. Masters with it. Looking down long for Bresnahan. Bresnahan with a lot of speed racing down there. Manages to knock it out off of the Greater Lowell defender, so it will be a corner kick. Marblehead with their first corner kick of the day. It'll be Bresnahan to take it to the back post, and a little too much on it. Colin Hart fighting for it over there. Manages to get it, take it away from the defender, but then a nice play by Barbosa of Greater Lowell to put it out. Not only put it out, but also get the throw in. Now Hancock steps up. Marblehead wins to the ball. This is Jennings looking down for Masters, and it's put out again by Mata, and it'll be another corner kick. And this time it'll be Jennings to take it. Right-footed kicker, hoping to swing it in toward the net. And that one just misses over the net and into the back of the net. And you saw the twine tingle. Tingled the the tingle the twine. But it was a little bit too much English on it. A little bit of a breeze coming in the direction that ball drifted to. So going from right on your screen to left, helping carry that ball out of bounds. And that one's out as well. It'll be a throw-in for Marblehead. Magicians have been knocking on the door, but not able to get one through yet. Masters will put it ahead, and Jennings can't catch up with it before it goes out of bounds for a goal kick for the Griffins. Good boot into the wind. And Masters can't quite catch it on that far side. Gabriel Betancourt with the throw in. Taken over by Marblehead. It's Bresnahan making a nice move with the ball, trying to hit Colin Hart. Coming down the left wing. Defender falls. No whistle. Hart trying to hit Masters. Masters going to get it back to Hancock. Hancock toward the net, but again, Nicholas Mata is there. And there's a long ball ahead, which hits Hecht, but now it's a race, and Hecht is just going to get it out. And a smart play by Hecht just gets it out to the sideline, not over the end line. Natoli, with speed, was coming in quickly. Bresnahan tries to get it up. Now the Griffins look to try and get something going. Maloney pushes it out of bounds. Be a throw-in for the Griffins. And that one rolls over the end line. Snook back there, and nicely played because it's going to roll off of Greater Lowell. So it'll be a goal kick for the Magicians. 25.5 minutes left to go in the first half of play. No score here from Piper Field. And Lohan with another long boot. Bresnahan controls it, and he's going to look ahead. Jennings can't quite get there before it rolls in on net, and Maganyan will get it out of there. Controlled by Marblehead. Now Hart looking to control it. Marblehead playing it around. Good pressure from Greater Lowell. Nicely flicked away by Hayden Miller. Now Maloney will look down the sidelines. Jennings going to get it back in the middle. And that one's popped up nicely. And again, Maganyan having a little bit of trouble with it. But Marblehead can't be there. And there's an offside. Oh? Nope. It's going to be a push on Marblehead. Looked like Nutoli was several steps behind the Marblehead defenders, but they called the push first. So it'll be a free kick. Marchand will take the free kick and doesn't put it much up in the air. And Marblehead able to play it out of there. Mata heads it out. Nope, heads it. Now Jennings with the ball ahead of him, gonna have an opportunity, collision between Jennings and Strickland. And it's gonna be a free kick for Greater Lowell. 23.5 left to go in the first half of play. Nothing. Marblehead looking for their first tournament win in 3 years. The long ball ahead that's controlled, and now is a chance. Natoli had a step on the defenders, but Lohan was able to cut him off. Mata with the volley. Controlled briefly by Hart. Now Hayden Miller will look to reverse field. And there's a giveaway in the middle. And Francis isn't going to be able to get to it in time for the Griffins. Has a nice defensive play there by Hecht. Push on Greater Lowell. So it will be a free kick for Marblehead. Ball goes just over Masters' head. And another nice lead. And again, Lohan is going to come out to cut that off. That's a ball that Greater Lowell has been looking for a lot, trying to free Francis with a little lob ahead. But Xander Lohan has been good coming out and getting those. A couple of quick little passes on the side between Bresnahan and between Patrick Bresnahan and Alfred Bresnahan. And that one's out. We've got 2 subs for Marblehead. Jackson Hart comes back in, and so does Narducci. Nardinocci, sorry. And Masters coming out, and didn't see who else came out for Marblehead. Be a throw-in for Marblehead either way. Alfred Bresnahan will not throw it in. He'll leave it for Snook to throw. Now Jackson Hart gets it up over his head. Patrick Bresnahan down to Alfred. Alfred looking. Now down to Hart. Hart crosses in the box and just knocked away. Picked off the goal line. Good opportunity for Marblehead. And now they're going to try that long lead ball again. But the speed of the Marblehead defense makes up for that as John Hecht gets to it and heads it out. Under 20 minutes left to go in the first half with no score. And I think we've got a infraction on the throw-in, so it will be Marblehead throw-in now. Deep in their own zone. Ball out to midfield. Jennings gets it ahead to Hart, but Hart flicks it too far ahead, looking for Alfred Bresnahan, and it's out for a Griffon throw-in. Barbosa back into the middle. Waheed can't quite control it to Betancourt. And Marblehead will have the throw-in. Bounces over Jennings' head. And there's a ball just down the right sideline, but out of bounds off the foot of Aiden Maloney. Maloney jockeying for position. So that was Snook that was fighting for the ball at midfield. Now ball back up, but Marblehead can't control it in midfield. And that's going to be a push on Hecht on Natoli, and that will be a free kick for Greater Lowell. And I believe they're going to have Marchand take it. And he has a big foot. Last time he just kept it intentionally low. This one's right on net, and Lohan is going to handle it easily. Able to get it away. But again, Nicholas Mata with the volley. This one's out of bounds. And Marblehead is going to take a timeout with 17:29 left to go in the first half of play. The MIAA wants you to know that a well-rounded education is one that is not only academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletics provide the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the school year. 17:29 left to go in the first half. It's been a back and forth game. Marblehead with the better of the field position play, but the chances pretty much equal. Marblehead had good chance off a goal off a corner kick, and had a scary situation for Greater Lowell where they had to sort of pick the ball off their own goal line. Marblehead does probably have some opportunities off of the Greater Lowell goalkeeper, Romulo Maganyan. He has fielded a couple of balls in the air which have sort of bounced off him, and were a Magician to be right there at that time, they might have a good opportunity to grab one and put it in the net. But that has not happened on either side. And so in this preliminary round game of the MIAA Division II North Boys Soccer Tournament in 2019, we are scoreless. Scott Laramie, Marblehead head coach, calling a timeout to try and make some plans for the boys, and now out of it, Bresnahan gets it to Hecht. Sorry, gets it to Snook, who gets it over to Maloney. Back in the middle. Now in the middle, Jackson Hart will turn and fire, and it is just tipped out of bounds. Jackson Hart got that ball, turned it around, and fired one that McNannon just managing to tip out. It will be another corner kick, and it'll be Patrick Bresnahan, puts it up in the air, and again, aiming for that back post, but a little too much under it. And it goes out. Milad Amiri checking in for Greater Lowell. He'll replace Samuel Francis. And the goal kick from Marchand bounces nicely right at Snook's feet. Ball through the middle is now controlled by Alfred Bresnahan, trying to feed Nardinocci down the sideline, but kind of shanked it a little bit, and it went out. Ball there is out off of Maloney's foot, and it'll be Griffins again looking for a chance. And this one's headed out. Player down, but he is back up. It'll be Betancourt to throw it. And knocked out by Marblehead, so it'll be Marchand now to throw it in. See if he throws it as far as he kicks it. And there's a ball that's calmly volleyed away by Hecht out of bounds for another throw-in. Ball up in the air and controlled nicely by Hancock. And there's a battle for the ball, and there's a foul. The two 10s going at it with each other, Bresnahan and Lucas Barbosa. And Alfred Bresnahan getting kind of thrown to the ground. And Alfred Bresnahan's going to come out. And Brogan McGorry is coming in for the Magicians. It'll be a free kick for Marblehead. And Patrick Bresnahan will take it. Hart with the header, and this time it's handled cleanly by the keeper. Bresnahan trying to get it ahead again to Jennings. McGorry gets it ahead. Jackson Hart. Can't quite turn quickly enough and get it off. It's taken away by Amiri. Amiri with some speed gets it through the middle to Natoli, but nice defensive play by Hecht. Now, Maloney tried to turn and put it out off of Greater Lowell, but couldn't. Now, there's a ball that's out, and that is going to be a goal kick as Ryan Masters is set to check back in. But they're not going to get the sub. So Masters will wait calmly as Lohan gets it out. Hart gets a ball ahead. Here's Patrick Bresnahan. Hart trying to put it on his right foot to get rid of it, but can't. Now there's a chance Maloney will keep it wide. Knocked out Nardinochi there, and it will be a throw in. Maloney will throw it in. Maloney, whistle, foul on Marblehead. Under 12 to go in the first half. No score. As Marblehead has had their chances, but Greater Lowell has turned them away at every opportunity. Now there's a ball ahead, but Hecht able to get rid of it. Nardinochi makes a move and blocked out. It'll still be Marblehead ball on the throw-in. Nardinochi will give it up to Maloney. Maloney with the throw-in. He's got Jennings. Jennings controls it. Now trying to get it in the middle. There's a ball through, and just a little too far ahead of Patrick Bresnahan. Leonardo Navarro in for Greater Lowell, and Milad Amiri out. Amiri, a lot of speed. It was a constant part of that play where they tried to put a ball through and hit somebody out in front. McGorry gets a header. But now the Griffins will try that long ahead ball. And Samuel Francis can't catch up to it before Xander Lohan gets his blue gloves on it. McGorry. Hancock. Bresnahan will turn it. Play one down, looking for Masters, but just knocked away by Nicholas Mata. Mata has been great on defense for Lowell. He's been everywhere, putting that ball out of harm's way. Now there's another one that goes right in just over Jennings' head. Baxter Jennings tried to get a header on it, but it came right in on Maganyan. Now let's see if they do that long through ball attempt again. They're going to try and just play it ahead shortly. Wahid can't get it, and it's going to roll over the end line for a goal kick. 9 minutes left to go in the first half of play. 0-0. Glad you could join us on MHS Sports on MHTV for this MIAA tournament action. Marblehead's first appearance after a 2-year absence in the tournament, and hoping to stick around for a little bit, as that ball is out and will be a throw-in for the Magicians. Bresnahan will come out, and Colin Hart is back in. Ball to Hart. Hart can't handle it, but nicely stepped up, and Snook able to clobber it. Back in the middle. Some nice footwork by the Griffins, and then a giveaway by Marblehead there, as Maloney couldn't handle it, but it's cleared out nicely. That was Hecht on the clear. And now Hecht will do the same thing again. The bump, and it's going to be Marblehead throw-in. Maloney gets it in, and now he'll get a chance to put it ahead. Diving volley for the Griffins, and they'll just put one well ahead that will be easily controlled by Hecht. And Hecht will start to take it himself and try and get it down the left wing side, but can't. It'll wind up being a throw-in, and that will be Colin Hart. Hart will put it down to Hancock. Hancock tries the long reverse field, but it's controlled there by Betancourt. Betancourt takes the challenge from Nardinochi and puts one well over the fence. That's going to take a while to find. Throw-in is back in. And Greater Lowell player lost his cleat. And ball out of bounds. That was Colton Strickland. See him go back and retrieve his footwear. But it will be a goal kick for the Griffins with 6:19 left to go in the first half. Magicians came in at 8-7-3, that all-important 500 or over record, so that they could qualify for the MIAA tournament. Now Maloney with the throw-in. Put right back into the stands, where there is a smattering of Greater Lowell friends and family. A 3 o'clock p.m. start on a school day, which is a little bit of odd timing, but explains why there's a decent Marblehead-sized crowd, everybody coming out of school, but the Greater Lowell side a little sparse. Coming up on the 5-minute mark left to go in the first half. And Marblehead trying to get a couple more opportunities down in the Griffins' end before halftime. But Marchand is going to change the field. And Mata puts another boot down that Francis is going to try and get to. He flips it back for Betancourt. Betancourt looking for Francis in the corner. But Marblehead just going to calmly let it roll out. That was supervised by Hecht as it went over the end line for a goal kick. Xander Lohan really only faced one, maybe two shots, but they were both right into the midsection, and he was able to handle them cleanly. He's had a busier day fending off the long balls ahead from the Griffins. Now quickly down the right sideline, put back in, and now going to be a crossing attempt, and just headed over by Hart. Patrick Bresnahan with the cross. Sorry, that was Masters with the cross. And Colin Hart, ball just got over Romulo Maganyan's hands, and Hart got his head on it, but just put it over the crossbar. Another good chance for the Magicians. Now Maloney gets it back ahead, and Jennings hits it again. Now Snook gives it over, but now he'll get it back. And there's a ball ahead for Greater Lowell that's volleyed and played. Masters just can't get at it, nor can Hart, and they're not going to be able to save it as it goes over the sideline. It will be Hancock to throw it. He'll throw it into the middle for Miller. Miller's going to go to Maloney on the far side. 2:45 left to go. Ball in near the box. Jennings is going to get it back to Hancock. Gets it back and plays it to Hart. Hart trying to get around Barbosa. Now a second defender joins. Hart still battling. And Hancock tries to step up, but Barbosa is able to get it away. Now there's a chance Hecht, and that one's going to go wide. Sorry, that was Snook on the chance for Marblehead. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Don't think there was any stoppage time. So although the official does have the official time on the field, I don't think we'll have much in the way of time added on. There's a bump, and it will be Marblehead free kick. Maloney. Long ball up. Jennings. Trying to play it. Now Maloney will get it back. Maloney comes to Miller. Miller in the middle. This is Snook. Snook with a shot that's just poked away and trying to save it. It is going to be a corner kick. Gavin Snook with a low, hard shot that was just punched away by Maganyan. Now it'll be Masters. Goes short this time. Snook heads it ahead, and Maganyan's going to come out and play it. In the last 2 minutes of the first half, and Marblehead with another good chance. And now ball taken away to the far side. Hart trying to just get it down ahead, and Maganyan's going to get it before Masters gets there. Maganyan with the boot. It's ahead, but Hecht is able to play it to Maloney. Now in the middle to Miller. Miller in a battle manages to get up and control it. He'll get it to Will Hancock. Hancock just puts it out, and that is the end of the first half of play. So good chances on both sides, but nothing in the back of the net for either team as we go to halftime. The MIAA asks, when is the best time to talk to your child about athletics and the use of mood-altering chemicals? Try talking together when there is no pressing problem. Let your child know what your expectations are and where the boundaries are in your family. And above all, keep talking together. The score at the end of the first half is Marblehead nothing and Greater Lowell Tech nothing. We'll be back on MHS Sports on MHTV with second half action right after this. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. We're starting the second half of a scoreless MIAA tournament game between Marblehead and Greater Lowell Tech. And the Magicians will now go from left to right in front of us. Coach Laramie at halftime instructing his team, follow up your shots, as the Greater Lowell goalie Maganyan has given up some rebounds. So Marblehead has had some opportunities. as we get started here in the second half. This is Bresnahan, Alfred Bresnahan, working it to the far side. It'll be a Marblehead throw-in. Looking for Baxter Jennings. Gets it in the middle. Chance for McGorry, but it is knocked away again. Greater Lowell's been very effective at getting that ball away. And now here they come through the middle with some speed. This is Natoli. And it'll be a throw-in now for Greater Lowell. Strickland looking for Francis. Francis with Maloney on him. And Maloney is just going to box out Francis and let the ball roll harmlessly over the goal line for a goal kick. Xander Lohan not really tested in the first half. Couple shots on net and a couple of good aggressive progressions toward the ball on long balls ahead from Greater Lowell. Griffins now trying to get something down the right wing side, but the ball comes into the middle, and there's a defensive play by Miller that has Greater Lowell agitated. Thought he committed an infraction there, and there he is in the middle again. Marblehead looking for something here. This is Snook, and they're going to wind up rolling one easily in on Maganyan. And Maganyan able to get this one away. I'm going to push on the Marblehead defender, so it'll be a free kick for Greater Lowell. It will be Marchand. Loops one up, but it is headed away. McGorry gets it away. Now Maloney with Natoli in hot pursuit. Able to get it out. Marblehead playing probably a little more than they'd like in their defensive zone here early in the second half. Now Jennings is going to get it up. Bresnahan turns it back to Bresnahan, who turns it back to Maloney. And in the middle, this one's going to be a giveaway, though. And just poked away. And there's a ball through, but Lohan's going to be able to get it. Was Hecht once again in the middle, getting that ball out of the way. Now this is Patrick Bresnahan. Long ball ahead. Now Jennings gets it ahead. Hart gets it in the corner. Going to play it back. Cross comes up. Chance for Jennings, and he just puts it wide. Baxter Jennings with another good opportunity for Marblehead. Pick the ball out of the air and just put it wide right. Marchand with the goal kick. And it bounces. Francis tries to control it. Now it'll be Alfred Bresnahan trying to loop one ahead, and ball just taken out of the way. Snook was racing down for it. Couldn't get to it in time. It's out. It will be a corner kick. And Jennings will go over in the far left corner. And there was a ball in the net. McNannon trying to make sure that another one doesn't wind up in there, but Marblehead trying to get on the board. The ball is up and just over the hands of Maganyan and out of bounds. Did he get a hand on it? I think he did get a hand on it, and so that is going to make it another corner kick. So now it'll be Patrick Bresnahan up, ball on the ground and cleared away. Another good opportunity, and Marblehead can't control, and that ball is way out. And over the end line for a gold kick. 33:46 left to go in regulation. No score. And Marblehead with the bulk of the action in the last couple of minutes. Now Hayden Miller. Marblehead can't control it on that far side, and it goes out. It'll be a throw-in for Barbosa. Hancock able to head it out, so it will stay Griffin's ball. Barbosa back into the middle. Miller to Snook. Barbosa controls it. Two Marblehead players on him. Back and forth it goes. Nobody can really get hold of it. McGorry there for Marblehead, but now Hancock with the throw. And Hancock will get it back to Alfred Bresnahan. And they'll come this side to Miller. Miller now will come to Maloney. Maloney down the sideline, just too far. Was trying to play a ball down to Baxter Jennings. Long throw. Put right back by Patrick Bresnahan. And Colton Strickland will launch one again. Throws it over everybody. And Amiri tries to get it in the middle for Natoli, and it goes knocked out by Marblehead. So it will be a corner kick for Greater Lowell. I believe this is their first corner kick of the game. And it'll be Samuel Francis to take it. No, it won't, because we're going to have a timeout. Here's a reminder from the MIAA. The MIAA recognizes the use of mood-altering chemicals as a significant health problem for many adolescents, resulting in negative effects on behavior, learning, and the total development of the student-athlete. Let's help our young people learn the facts about drug use and help them make responsible decisions regarding mood-altering chemicals. Talk about it in your family and with your school. 31:26 left on the clock, and Marblehead looking to defend the first corner kick of the game from Greater Lowell in a scoreless second half here in the preliminary round of the 2019 MIAA North Division II Boys Soccer Tournament. Magicians retreat back toward their goal. The orange jerseyed Xander Lohan in the middle, ready to try and defend this. It's going to be David Ospina Mejia taking the corner kick. Marblehead defense is gathered around Lohan. Big block in the middle. Ball toward the far post, and it sails way to the far side and can't be controlled. So opportunity for Greater Lowell goes by the boards as Ospina Mejia launches the kick. Now Marblehead quickly down the other way, and Jennings brings it back in the middle. Now is going to reverse field, trying to find Miller, breaking in. Miller, there's a kick save. Ball on the goal line, and it's looked like it was touched by somebody on the goal line. And I believe, is it going to be a penalty kick? Yeah. So Magana was down, and his defenders were there. And one of his defenders is actually still down on inside the goal. That's Mata, which would be a huge blow for Greater Lowell because he's played well. He walks off slowly. But in the meantime, it looked almost certain, like with the scrum there, it looked certain that someone put their hand on the ball, but the ball is back at midfield. No one's gone to the clock and changed the score. But the fact of the matter is that the ball is back at midfield. And now they are going to put, I don't know what they're going to put. Are they going to put a goal on the board? It certainly does hamper the goal call that Coach Laramie wanted me to do. So it is a goal up on the scoreboard. So they did call that over the line for Marblehead. So I have no idea who's going to get credit for it. But Marblehead with the 1-0 lead, and almost got that one. Came pretty close. I was ready. John just wanted me to save the camera, that's all. So Marblehead on the scrum at the net, and the ball over the goal line takes the 1-0 lead as Greater Lowell couldn't clear the ball out in that melee. And Marblehead, after working hard but having nothing to show for it, now gets a less than pretty goal, let's say, but doesn't matter. It's 1 on the scoreboard, and that's very important when the other team has 0 and you're looking to advance in the tournament. It'll be a free kick. Marchand just over the net. Lohan was there, making sure it wasn't going to get over his head. But Jared Marchand with a good left foot. And he's got the wind at his back here in this second half. Lohan gets pushed. That one's so clear even I could see it. And it'll be a free kick for Marblehead. Snook will take it. Gets it up to Miller. There's a ball ahead, but it is offside. Jennings was waiting and waiting till the ball got there, but he couldn't resist. He stepped ahead a step and was offside. Marchand again launches one over everybody's head, but defense from Maloney will just turn and kick it out of bounds for a throw-in. Let the rest of his team get back and catch up. Betancourt get it back in, out over the line. And it'll be Maloney. Masters back in for Marblehead. Maloney in. Masters just grazes off his head. Greater Lowell gives it back over. Now on the far side, Marblehead trying to work the left sideline, but it's just out of bounds for Alfred Bresnahan. Barbosa to throw it in for Greater Lowell. Hit back ahead. Now Masters is going to have a chance with it. He'll play it back sort of blind. Push. And this one's going to roll in, but it's bobbled a little bit. And that was Marblehead following their shot as Coach Laramie instructed them to, because the ball has tended to be bobbled by Maganian. And that was almost a goal for Colin Hart. Now Masters again with a man on. He'll put it back to Maloney. Maloney gets it back to Masters. Masters is moved into hard, and not sure, ref is not reaching for his pocket. So that was Colton Strickland who moved hard into Masters. But now it's going to be a free kick. Another good opportunity for Marblehead. Patrick and Alfred Bresnahan are down there. And a gaggle of magicians gather by the far post. Bresnahan's kick is up and rolls through. Hart had a chance to get a foot on it, just couldn't. And now quickly, ball comes back out to midfield where it's played by Hecht. He gets it back up to Hayden Miller. Miller through to Masters. Masters turns, fires. Ball just punched away. That one didn't look like much, and then Masters got an awful lot on that. Hart continues to battle. They're letting the boys play, as they say. Colin Hart certainly knows how to dig in the corner. From his hockey days, that looked like he was trying to get the positioning to throw a puck out in front of the net. And there's a long ball down by Greater Lowell, as they need the goal. They need an equalizer at this point. Get it back to Marchand, who gets one up, but headed away by Hecht. Now Hancock. Good pressure there from Ospina Mejia to put it out of bounds. 24:11 left to go. And the lone Marblehead goal, no idea who's getting credit for it, came in a scrum down by the net where the ball just rolled over the line. Official was right there. Wasn't sure at first whether they were calling a handball in the crease. And ball out. Now an opportunity again for Greater Lowell, but Marblehead turns it away. And we've got a whistle and a free kick. It'll be Snook to take it. McGorry comes up to try and play it, but it's taken away by Greater Lowell. Wahid gets it ahead. Hart gets good body position, plays it. He's got men in the middle and on the far side, but he puts one all the way through, and Maganyan able to get it. Not sure if Hart saw Masters in the middle, but now the other way. 2-on-5, and there's a shot that's over the net from Milad Amiri. We're going to have subs coming in for Marblehead. Nardinochi is back in, and Cam Hafetz makes what I think is his first appearance of the day. He'll come in for Hart. .22:07 left to go. Marblehead with the 1-0 lead. And looking to add one to it. Masters puts it up in the air. And they're going to call a push on Masters, so it'll come the other way. Griffins with the kick. And there's a ball way ahead. Lohan is out, and he is going to just grab it out of trouble. Xander Lohan hasn't, again, been tested a ton, but he's been out ahead of those balls. And now we've got an elbow, and that's going to be at least yellow, if not more, as Masters went down. Masters tangled with Colton Strickland again. And trying to hear what's going on. I don't think they're given a card. I don't think they saw it. They're not given a card. From up here, it seemed fairly clear that Strickland in the scrum turned around and elbowed Ryan Masters right in the face, but no card, and free kick for Greater Lowell. Ball is up, and now a matching no call there. And now things are getting a little chippy as they're going to call a push on Jennings, but Strickland with the big clap right after, and I think he got a little bit of a warning on that. But Marchand's howitzer goes over the end line, and another opportunity by the boards for Greater Lowell. The Griffins have had their chances, but have not been able to convert. Xander Lohan has been good, and the back line, that tall, effective back line for Marblehead, has been stalwart. And there's another example of it right there with Will Hancock moving up and getting that ball out of trouble. Coming up on 20 minutes left to go. As there's a ball ahead and cleared away by Mata. Way into the parking lot. He's got a strong, strong foot. Jennings will come out. Masters will come back in. And it will be a throw-in for Marblehead. And there's a chance in the middle. Ball ahead, and coming out to play it just ahead of Hafetz is Maganyan. Hafetz able to get back and get it out of trouble. There's a ball ahead, and Lohan is going to come out and play it just ahead of Enrico Natoli. That's a great boot. That's into the wind, too, here in this second half. And ball looking for Hayfitz. Hayfitz can't get the shot he wanted off. He had a little bit of an alley. Could have gone into that left corner of the net, but couldn't get it to go. The winner of this game will play number 2-seeded Lynn Classical in a couple of days. Lynn Classical 13-3-2, the number 2 seed. Not only that, but that game will be on Lynn Classical's home field at Manning Field. So, Marblehead now. Hayfitz and Maganyan able to hang on to that one, and Ryan Masters was right there. But still only with the 1-0 lead. That whistle blew, and the most thankful person on the field is John Hecht, because he got his feet tripped up. And if that whistle hadn't blown, it was going to be a Greater Lowell defender in all alone on Xander Lohan. Maloney sails one down to Hayfitz. Goes out of bounds. Strickland will take it. Long throw in, and Hecht gets it out of trouble. Francis tries to put it back in trouble. And there's a nice play there. And up to Masters. It was Alfred Bresnahan at midfield that made the nice takeaway and got it to Masters. But now here it comes the other way. Amiri tries to put it all the way ahead, and Lohan just getting it out ahead of Natoli. Good defensive coverage there too by Hecht. Hecht was racing with Natoli, and Lohan coming out too. And Hecht was able to just slow up Natoli enough. There's a ball that is going to be nicely played on the high bounce by Lohan. So Greater Lowell starting to throw everything at the Magicians here in the last 16 minutes in the second half. There's a ball for Hayfitz down the sideline. He's able to control it. Moves it back in. Plays it just out of the reach of Alfred Bresnahan. But now back in the middle. This is Snook. And gets it in. They're going to call it offside. They're going to call Hayfitz offside, as it was a good ball from Snook through to Hayfitz. And Marblehead crowd got excited, but immediately the whistle blew. 15 minutes and a couple of ticks on the clock left, as Marblehead able to just clear that one to the side before it became a goal kick, so it will be merely a throw-in. Nice chase down there by Hecht. They did not get to it in time. It is a corner. It was a good effort. And now Greater Lowell's gonna make a change. They put Ospina Mejia back in, and Amiri is walking slowly out. Don't know if that was considered an injury situation or not, but it will be Ospina Mejia on the corner. And that one just floats out of range. And Marblehead able to get that one out of harm's way. Lead ball for Hayfitz if he can just get it through to Masters. And he just couldn't, but now on the follow-up, Alfred Bresnahan takes the quick shot and puts it over the goal line. So a chance for Marblehead to extend this lead. Feeling a bit tenuous at the moment with the pressure that Greater Lowell is putting on, but the Magicians do have the 1-0 advantage. Marchand comes all the way back down and just played out of bounds. We've got a bank of lights at Piper that is out, and it's being the first weekday after daylight savings here at about 4:30. It's going to start to get dark pretty quickly down in that corner. Marblehead hoping that they don't need more than 13 more minutes of play to secure their first tournament win in 4 years. Marchand clears one out. Hecht to Hancock. Hancock can't clear it out of trouble though. But it can't be handled by Natoli, and Marblehead's going to come the other way with it. Patrick Bresnahan is just going to play it back to Lohan. Lohan going to get it up to Masters. Hayfitz tries a through ball, it doesn't work. And now Hayden Miller play it all the way back. Lohan gets it to Maloney. Ball is out on the sidelines. It'll be Strickland. Strickland out in front. And played out, but I believe, is it going to be a corner? I believe it's going to be a corner kick. So 11:51 left to go. And in the rapidly darkening corner there, going to be a corner kick coming. And this one's low, and the one-timer is good, 3 points, but 0 goals for Lucas Barbosa as he puts that one over the soccer net, but through the football uprights. And once again, chances for Greater Lowell. They are, if they wind up not coming back in this game, they're certainly going to have a lot of opportunities to think about. Hancock has it blocked by Ospina Mejia. Ball thrown back in, comes to Hancock. He will throw it in. Scuffle on the far side. Marblehead still with it. Now in the middle, Alfred Bresnahan puts it to space. Hayden Miller with the cross, but cleared away by Marchand. Gets a little push in the back, but is going to be able to get it all the way back to Xander Lohan. Lohan's going to get it up. Back and forth goes the ball, and now Marblehead with control. Maloney plays one down to Hayfitz, who tries to make a little move on Strickland, but he gets it to go the other way. Under 10 minutes left to go. Aiden Maloney puts one down into the corner, and Strickland again in some contact, and the ref is coming to him. He clobbered Heifetz, and the referee's just down there shaking his head at him, but I think the shake is all he's going to get, as Colton Strickland now has been involved in a couple of incidents, and Marblehead's going to spend a little bit of time tying their shoes and taking some time off the clock as it ticks under 9 minutes. Free kick from the side, Bresnahan, but it's lobbed out of harm's way by Marchand. Wahid gives it up, but they get it back, and now Patrick Bresnahan will play it back into the middle for Hecht, who's going to play it back to Lohan. He's going to play it over to Patrick Bresnahan. And Marblehead now just taking some time off the clock, working it nicely up the field. Alfred Bresnahan plays it into the middle. Snook gets it back to Alfred Bresnahan. And Maloney also connects for 3 with the ball up and over everything. 7:48 and counting left to go in the second half. Marblehead leads 1-0 in a goal on a absolute scrum at the net. Ball was ruled to have gone over the line. Lots of bodies and feet and hands and stuff down there touching it, so I do not know who wound up getting credit for the goal. But in the end, it doesn't matter because Marblehead with the 1-0 advantage. It'll be a free kick for Greater Lowell, and Jared Marchand, who has really had a strong foot, but headed out of harm's way once again. And again, right there in the middle of everything is John Hecht, one of the captains and the anchor of the Marblehead defense. Wahid with a ball through, and that ball is going to be stopped by Lohan. That ball's still in play, and Greater Lowell's going to send someone down, and now Lohan's going to be able to pick it up since it came off the foot of a shot from Greater Lowell. So he just waited until he could pick it up, and he did. Heifetz trying to get it ahead. Now it's picked up by Wellington Souza Pereira. He'll try a long ball down, and Hancock is just going to put it out over the side and let Greater Lowell have a throw-in. That ball is hit by Mata and goes out of bounds, so it will be a throw-in for Marblehead. Under 6 to go at 5. The clock will stop and will be dependent on the officials' counter. That ball's taken away by Francis. He gets a ball ahead, but not a lot left in the tank for a lot of those forwards. And now, once again, since it came off a Lowell foot, Lohan's going to be able to just wait until Ospina Meja gets down there and then pick it up, boot it away. That is the 5-minute mark, and the clock is stopped with 5 to go. Push down there on Marblehead, so it will be Greater Lowell. Figure they're going to throw everything here in the last 5 minutes. Ball comes ahead. And just the faster, bigger, taller, stronger Marblehead D. The story through most of the game. There's a ball to the far side. Trying to get it through to Francis, but again, Marblehead turning it away. Enrico Natoli coming back in. As Barbosa will throw the ball in. Comes down, Francis just managing to save it, but put out of bounds by Ospina Mejia. So Marblehead, again, taking their time. About almost 90 seconds into the last 5 minutes. So probably about 3.5 left to go. Probably a little bit of stoppage time too. Masters puts a ball ahead and good chase given by Alfred Bresnahan, but just can't get to it. Now there's a whistle, and that's going to be a push on Natoli, I believe, of Greater Lowell. So it'll be a free kick for Marblehead. 2 minutes since the clock was stopped at 5. So about 3 left to go. Maybe with some, there was some stoppage time on the goal because Nicholas Mata was down for Greater Lowell. But I don't know how much they'll consider. Now, here's a chance in the middle. And there's a ball through, and Lohan able to easily get it. There was not a lot behind that. Wasn't quite sure whether Betancourt was thinking shot or kind of pass through on that one, and it just really rolled in on Lohan, who made the easy save. Now, Hayfetz still battling for it. Hayfetz and Colton Strickland, and it is going to be a goal kick. And quickly back at it, but coming right in to take it is Patrick Bresnahan. Now Alfred. Alfred pushed off a little, but able to recover, keep his balance, puts it across, and hits the post, but on the rebound, the goal! It's Cam Hayfetz. Bresnahan, both of them made great moves to get the ball right into the box to Cam Hayfetz. Hayfetz hit the post and got it right back to himself. You do not get that opportunity too many times. And now the bench able to be cleared by Coach Laramie. Nick Sears is into the game. Addison Fletcher is into the game. Kenny Kay is into the game. And that is going to do it. Both Bresnahans with the great combo work there to set up, perfectly set up Cam Hayfetz for what you don't often see. 2 chances at it. Now, Thomas Dack is in for Marblehead. In the dark here, I can't necessarily see all the numbers. I think that's everybody who's in, as Lohan is, the Greater Lowell is making a bunch of subs now too, and they're all coming off. There is a new goalkeeper. That would be Paul Kozalski. And now we're going to get back to play, and it just depends on how much stoppage time there is, but the whistle going to blow soon as Kishawn Mercury also in on the far side for Marblehead. He just had the ball go out of bounds there. Whistle blows, and that is it. That is the game. Marblehead with the 2-0 victory in the preliminary round of the MIAA Division II North tournament. Goal in a scramble that we don't know who's going to get it, and a goal from Cam Hafetz in the last couple of minutes of play, and really strong defense from the Magicians earn themselves a first-round playoff victory. A final message from the MIAA. High school sports provide an extension of the classroom where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people by attending high school competitions in your community. Once again, Marblehead moving on to play Lynn Classical in the first round of the MIAA Division II North tournament. Once again, the final score here on MHS Sports on MHTV, Marblehead 2 and Greater Lowell 0. For all of us here at MHTV Sports, I'm Steve Clay. Thanks for watching.